Bust it.
IG, you want to kill Vardorvis? Check it. Vardorvis is a mechanically challenging boss, but what I love about it is that it's not a mechanical challenge that takes 10 minutes to an hour. It's a short little boss fight perfect for the casual player who has a full-time job and wants a mechanical challenge with the chance to be rewarded with big-time GP. In this guide, I will show you how I've been consistently getting 2 to 4 kill trips at Vardorvis. Now you don't need to have anything marked here, but I am colorblind as shit, so I really like having these axes highlighted as well as these tiles. It's just super helpful because during the enraged state at the end, lots of things are happening and I find it hard to see the axe spawns without them being highlighted. For gear, this is what I've been using. You will want to use your best melee gear with your best slash weapon. The Ring of Suffering and Blood Fury are 2 ideal items to have because they compensate for chip damage, as well as having thralls. So starting off here, you will simply want to go for 1 kill trips, because 1, it will teach you how to bank and set up quickly for Vardorvis. Banking is going to be essential because you're not going to be able to get really long trips here. Having a quick banking speed is really going to increase your kills per hour. And 2, because dying wastes so much time to rear gear. Unless you bring extra supplies with you when you go to your gravestone, you will have to go get your gear, teleport back to a bank, and then go all the way back to Vardorvis again, which is super annoying when you don't have the teleport unlocked. Okay, so let's talk about the boss fight. You will want some sort of special attack weapon that will do big damage, and even something like a dragon dagger will help you out. You will want to use your special attack once at the beginning and then once at the end of the fight when he is in his enraged form. I recommend using a special attack at the beginning because his defense is higher and lowers throughout the fight. So I mean, you could save both of your specs for the enraged state at the end, but I like to just kind of get rid of that chunk of damage at the beginning too. Especially if you're going for multi-kill trips, because then you're not wasting any time with your special attack regen. Another reason I started using a spec at the beginning of the fight is because it's very easy for the enraged form at the end of the fight to overwhelm you. So adding an extra action like trying to use a spec weapon when you're not really familiar with the mechanics can be difficult. Even though it is super useful to try and get through the end as quickly as possible, you just really got to feel out what's best for you, if you should just focus on the mechanics and not taking damage, or if you want to try using that spec weapon at the end. My strategy for the boss fight has been pretty simple. My number 1 priority is always to turn on Protect from Range when I hear this sound. You can also see the little tentacle visually, but I am usually paying attention to where the axes are, and so I purely listen for the sound. It is priority for me to always click Protect from Range and just like tank an axe if I need to, because if you miss this prayer flick, it will turn your prayers off, and then you can't turn your prayers back on until you get hit at least like 1 time, and then you could get hit more times with axes. Anyways, it's just way worse if you just miss this, so make sure you get this number 1 priority all the time. The second priority is obviously to dodge the axes. I stand against the wall between these 2 pillars and click on the highlighted tiles when needed. The only time I move from this tile is when I see an axe spawn underneath me or across from me. I then will click on one of the adjacent highlighted tiles here. Now how you determine which tile to click on is based on if there is another axe spawn going diagonally. If there's an axe spawn on the other side of the arena, say top left corner here, I will go to the left tile. If there is an axe spawn on the other side but in the top right corner, then I will go to the right tile. It sounds pretty simple and it is in slow motion, but the hardest part of this fight is just keeping your cool to make sound decisions. I started to know all of the solutions to the axe formations around 50 KC, so give yourself some time to get the hang of this. There are a couple special cases which I will show you quickly before talking you through an example kill. The first special case is when you have 3 axes spawn on your own side. To avoid all damage here, all you do is click on either of the tiles, business as usual when an axe spawns underneath you, and as soon as you see your tile indicator move, click back on your home tile. This will avoid damage because you are only registered on tiles that are not covered by an axe due to how the running mechanic works in old school RuneScape. The other special case is when you have 3 axes spawn on the far side of the arena. Now a lot of the time I will just stay put and tank the middle axe because I can't be bothered to be just put so far outside of my comfort zone. But the solution to this is to run to one of the sides here, and you would have time. If you react quickly, you should have time to get to a safe spot and then just run back afterwards. But yeah, I usually just tank this because it doesn't happen that often. And yeah, those are the two real only special cases. Other than that, sometimes you just have to wait because you have an axe that's going diagonally that spawns on your side, so you have to wait before you move and certain things like that. But you'll get the hang of it. Just give yourself some time and practice. All right, homie. So let me walk you through an example kill. As I said before, this is the setup I am rocking after 100 kills still, and yeah, I'm a big fan of this setup. Alright, so I start off, I'll always summon a thrall, I'll attack him before using my special. I used a special on him once for the first attack, and I hit a 0, which the Crossy's not supposed to hit a 0, so that's a thing. Or the Void Waker's not supposed to hit a 0, so yeah. Anyways, start hitting him, that's about it. Get your prayers on, dodge the axes. And, man, I am just absolutely cooking them in this one. So you'll see here, I end up taking that axe hit because I was prioritizing putting on my protect from range, and it's really not that big of a deal. It only hits you for, like, a 12 to 15, and then it ticks you down, like, 15 over time, which is fine. You just have to make sure that you eat. Here I do the axe skip method, and I really like right-clicking Vardorvis because a lot of the time he's like moving around and stuff, or like he's kind of in the way if you need to click that far left tile, just the angle that I keep my screen at. So I've gotten in the habit of right-clicking, and I find it super helpful for not misclicking, because misclicking in this fight can get you killed pretty quick. By no means was this a perfect fight, but I mean, it was a pretty chill fight. And yeah, it shows all of the strategies and how it can go if you just stay calm and, you know, just get it done. Also, I mentioned this at no point in the video, but obviously don't step on the spikes, and whenever this red screen pops up, click all the things as fast as you can. Clicking all the things on the screen as fast as you can is probably my favorite mechanic in all of old school RuneScape. If you're a viewer of the channel and you've been waiting for something on the Dolo or Pecan series, I'm hoping to get an update video on those in the next month. And if you're new here, that's what I'm working on. Regardless, good luck with Vardorvis. Have fun.